Alright, today I want to show you some of the stuff that has been going on this week. Um, and I'm going to start on Twitter. Now, the, first I got this interesting tweet about zirconium, a weird type. It's probably an isotope, about a weird isotope of zirconium basically acting as a neutron absorber. So that was interesting. But that's not what I want to show you. What I want to show you is this. First of all, I'm going to open this thread, and then I am going to open this thread. So first, this is the Standaard, which means the standard, which is a newspaper in Belgium. And it basically says that the government will build new gas power plants. It it says that the government will build new gas power plants, even if it has to, you know. So what they are looking at in Belgium is this. Belgium has two big nuclear reactor facilities, I must say. So I live here, and the first nuclear reactor is, let's see, there's Liège, there's Huy, okay, and then it's there. So, as you can see, it's 14 hours by foot, but it's only 56 minutes drive. Now, these reactors are pretty old. There's nothing wrong with them being old. But what is wrong with these reactors is that these reactor pressure vessels have been cast in Rotterdam, and during the casting they did something strange, or I don't know what, and these reactors ended up getting very tiny, microscopically small hydrogen flakes. And, so at some point, doubts were raised about the strength of these reactors. And in the end, even Oak Ridge National Laboratories got to look at them, and they concluded that these reactors were fine to operate. But the damage was already done, not in a practical sense, but in a metaphorical sense, because everybody in Belgium, Germany, and the Netherlands was on his high heels trying to get these things shut down. Now, this is the Tihange power plant. This is the Meuse, and I live about a 10-minute drive from the Meuse, and everybody who lives alongside the Meuse and in a certain radius around the Tihange nuclear power plant has gotten iodine pills for their kids, just in case something goes wrong. Now, as you can see, the significant difference with, for instance, Chernobyl is that these things have containment domes. Let's see if we can go down Rue de Quai de Lorraine. I don't know how to. So these things have containment domes, as you can see, thick concrete, tons basically. Yeah. So I don't feel any. I'm not afraid that any of these will go wrong. I mean, this is Belgium. We're speaking about. These people don't take any unnecessary risk. Now the other reactor is over here. Oh, wait a second. There is Antwerp there. This is dual. As you can see, 4 units. Yeah, it's basically, these are these are the harbor. This is the harbor of Antwerp. It's basically, situated in the harbor of Antwerp. Now, if I'm not, oh no, this is just some chemical manufacturing, chemical plant. This is coal, by the way. This is coal. I'm looking but not going to find. They don't have a gas plant or anything like that close to Dual. Now, these reactors, I don't know if they're being maintained poorly or whether they are just being oversensitive with everything because they have a pretty low capacity factor, and that's because they shut them down for every little thing that they need to do or for every little alarm that goes off. Now I understand that people say, "Oh well, there's an alarm. You should stop it from operating." But I mean, so basically, Belgium has said we want to close these units down. All of our nuclear capacity has to be shut down by 2025. So that's 7 years from now, or 6. It's 2019. And in order to do that, they have to offset the energy that is being generated by these units, which is almost 50% of the Belgium electricity. So that's a huge challenge for them. Now, Belgium, they have this, I don't know, this very strange concept of, they're telling the people that they're going to build windmills and solar plants and such, But we all know, and they know, they're being dishonest, by the way. We all know that that's not going to happen. So if we consider what they're saying here, it's basically, listen, we are going to shut down our reactors by 2025. And if need be, we as a government are going to build gas-fired power plants in order to do so. So they are actually going to replace nuclear capacity with fossil fuel fired capacity. Now the funny thing is, you can see all this coal here. They are going to use gas, and where does the gas come from? Right. It probably goes all the way here, through the Kattegat, the Baltic Sea, and then comes from St. Petersburg, where they have a huge gas terminal. Can't recall where it is. Let's see, out of the top of my head. This is water treatment, obviously. Or were they building such a thing? Let's see where it is, because it's somewhere around here. Oh, this is a power plant. It's gas, I believe. I don't, is it gas or is it nuclear? I believe it's gas. Yeah. In any case, they will be getting their gas from Russia. And, is that the way forward or is that a regression? Now, we on this channel know the answer to this question. I mean, there's no doubt that this is a regression. So they will be getting their gas through this route, or it will come through the Crimea, Turkey, the Mediterranean, but that's probably less, economic. I think that the Baltic route is more economic. And there's also pipelines. So it could be that there will be an extension of a pipeline into Belgium somewhere. So yeah. So, and the funny part is, one day I took Brad Kugelmass from the Titans of Nuclear on this trip. So we started in Brussels, where he was. We went to Huy to check out the reactor. So we stopped there somewhere just to see the reactor. And then we drove to the tri-border area, was just here. And the funny thing is that when we went into a restaurant around here, there were anti-nuclear people having a conversation. not just any old anti-nuclear people, but protesters who were planning a new protest, because there's this tower here, and from this tower you can watch into, Germany. So, and if you've been paying attention, you see these things here, which are the lignite pits in Germany. So, I took Brett to see this power plant, and we went to these places here, to have a look. I believe that we saw this one too. We drove through this village here. Which was it? There was a village. Oh, here, Mannheim. We drove through Mannheim. This is the old forest that they're destroying right now, and this also. This was deserted just for the sake of expanding this, because this will move up towards the highway, which is around here. So there's that. Just speaking about Belgium. I mean, that's just speaking about Belgium. One headline. They're going to build a gas center. They are going to build a gas-fired power plant, or gas-fired power plants, because you're never going to replace 8 nuclear reactors with one gas-fired power plant. I mean, the biggest gas-fired power plant in the world, I don't believe, is big enough to replace those units. So they are going to build a couple, probably somewhere around Antwerp, Ghent, Bruges, along the coast, perhaps, in near the populated centers like Charleroi here, and Liège, and Brussels, obviously. But there's that. And then I came. So this is this article. Let's see if somebody's responding to something I said. I see. Okay. Yeah, the second one was this by Zeke Housefather. Estimates of ocean warming have been revised substantially upward by around 40% in the years since the 5th assessment report. So this basically tells us, that that our window to we are not going to stop climate change by this, or we are not going to keep it within 1.5 degrees. That's what I'm taking away from this. I mean, we are now in the RCP 8.5 scenario. We're going up and up and up and up and up. The 2.6 scenario is what they hope they can achieve, which is this way. But all of this is. So, we're in deep trouble. And the reason why I bring this up is that, I've been talking to a couple of people, and we really have to start thinking about breaking the rules in one way or another, because, we are going to need at least 1,000 new reactors in the coming decade, coming online in the next decade, at least 1,000. I think, this is just my gut. After all the calculations that I've done, telling me that building 1,000 reactors will be a minimum requirement in order to stay below 2 degrees warming. I'm not even talking about 1.5 degree warming. I'm talking about 2 degrees warming. We at least have to build 1,000 gigawatts of nuclear. So that's basically adding 200% of what we have today. And some people might hate me for it, but I also think that we need to add, 250 gigawatts of wind and 250 gigawatts of solar and some geothermal, perhaps 100 or 200 gigawatts. And that's basically it. That's basically all we can do by that time. And if we, by that time, have not built manufacturing capabilities for nuclear reactors, we're not going to make it. 2 degrees is unreachable if we don't get into manufacturing nuclear reactors. And here's the thing: people say, "Oh well, then we can go full bore on renewables, and then we will make it." But here's the problem: we don't have the supply chains to do that. So yeah, this tweet by Zeke Housefather and all the things that I was thinking of in the past month, they have put me in some glum state of mind, and I've been pretty nasty the last couple of days. It has been pretty nasty the last couple of days. I lost a lot of sleep over it, and so yeah, this is my first rambling of this year. Yep. So as for the documentary, I want to talk about my documentary just for a second.
With Wix, you can
Oh
create a
yes, whatever. So let's go to my channel. First of all, I want to thank all the people who have subscribed in the last month. I mean, I jumped from 750 to 850 subscribers, and that's amazing. Now, that's not even, I'm going to need another 650 in order for the YouTube algorithms to take off. Now, I'm not going to say anything bad about these people because I'm subscribed here. I'm subscribed to these people. Thunderfoot has a 10-year head start on me, or a 15-year head start on me. He has 800,000 subscribers, so that's 1,000 times more than I have. Gordon, who is a dear friend of mine, even he has 18,000 subscribers. That's amazing, and it's great, and absolutely, I love it. I think that it is amazing that Gordon has 18,000 subscribers, and I mean, look at it. It's also, he offers some real value for nothing, basically, because he just offers all this stuff for free. Look at all those interviews and documentaries that he's made. So he has earned his keep, no question about it. So I would love to get up to one tenth of what Gordon has. So let's say 1,500 or something like that. And once we get there, this channel will take off as well. Now, the documentary has gotten a lot of views. So this response to Robert Llewellyn is 1 year old. It's one of the first videos that I ever posted on this channel. And, I would have never thought that I would have any more than 500 or 600 subscribers by this time, by the way. I have to be frank. But instead, I have 850. And the documentary has gotten 4,000 views. 4,000 views. I'm so happy with that. So happy. So, but it still needs some love, as you can see. I'm going to put up the analytics here. So what you can see is that the views are now slowly dying. So 34, 60, 62, and I'll be honest, the initial kick that it got, it will never have again. A kick up to 776, 67, 76 views in 1 day. That's amazing. I mean, but the view time is not enough. People don't watch it long enough. I mean, you see, well, at least 17 to 20 minutes. That's or 17 to 20%. That's good, because these are people who will probably come back and view more of it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how well the documentary has done. So what I'm hoping that it can get some more. Now, I don't think that we can get a new boost. In any case, what you could do to help the channel and these videos, as always, is like this. Now he says add a like to the videos, but here's the thing: I'm not going to like my own video, obviously. But leave a like, leave a comment, just write something here. I mean, just whatever you like, and subscribe to the channel. It's so important that people subscribe to the channel. Now, I can't subscribe to my own channel, obviously, but yeah, it's so tremendously important just for me as a person, because I want to, I want to keep pushing out these kinds of videos, responses, trying to educate people, showing them what I'm doing. Yeah, so this is basically my first video of January. 20 minutes in. I really would like to thank all of you for all your support so far. I mean, I never thought that I would make it this far, let alone, I didn't even think that I would get half as many support as I did. So incredibly grateful. I think 2018 was a great year. I'm still a little bit anxious about 2019. I have some plans. I would love to make another documentary about supply chains, but I'm not sure how to go ahead with that. So yeah, we have to think about that. So I promise you there will be many, many, many more videos in the coming year. I hope that more of you will subscribe, and I wish you all the good in 2019. May this year be good to us all. May this year help us get some breakthroughs in the nuclear industry so that we can make it even more mainstream and help more people accept that it is a good source of power that will enable us to defeat, or at least alleviate, the damages that we've done by our carbon emissions, and put a stop to world poverty. So thank you all for watching, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.